It's the 2022 Squier Jazzmaster 40th anniversary. It's beautiful, and we're going to get all up in that together today, right here on GearGasms. Hi everybody, welcome to GearGasms. I'm your host Alan Barnes. Today we're going to be giving a thorough look at this brand new guitar I just bought for myself. It's a 2022 limited edition Squier. It's the 40th anniversary model. I don't know, maybe Squier first made this in 1982, I'm guessing. We're going to go through everything about this guitar in just a minute, but first, if you're new to the channel, I'd like to ask you to like and subscribe. This channel is kind of like taking a vacation day on your birthday. Nobody wants to hang out with you on a Tuesday. Nobody wants to hang out with you any day. Celebrate mediocrity. But if you're not new to the channel, you know that I already have a Fender Player Series Jazzmaster in Capri Orange with humbuckers. Or do I? Nope, I sold it in anticipation of getting this. I got this from Sweetwater. I got 10% off, the same 10% that everybody else was getting that week. So I bought it basically full retail. They're going for $599. Yes, you heard that right, $599. Let's cut the bullshit. That's 600 bucks for a Squier. What? But we'll go over some of the specs. The pickguard is an anodized aluminum and finished in gold and just beautiful. The hardware is a gold. It has two single coil pickups. They are not P90s. There is a difference between the two of them. There are tons and tons of videos that explain the difference. It has one volume, one tone, three-way switch, and over here it has the mystery circuit. Yes, the infamous Jazzmaster rhythm circuit. And basically what it does is when you engage it, it bypasses everything over here. No switch, no controls. Gives you just the neck pickup, different pot values, which basically serve to sort of cut a lot of the treble response out of that, and you'll really hear the difference. It's just a great feel and C-shaped neck. It's a little chunky. It's a little chunkier than the Player Series neck. It has Indian Laurel fingerboard there, which looks like rosewood to me. Tall vintage sort of frets, which I actually like for this guitar. It really works with that. Block inlays and a bound fingerboard. Now, there's two things I don't like in Fender style guitars ever, and that's block inlays and a bound neck. I like this. On this, it works. Generous belly cut for fat old men like me. Just a beautiful neck with a skunk stripe. Gold neck plate there. Gold tuners. It does have the Jazzmaster tremolo. Very different, as you'll notice as you saw in the back. There is no cavity. There's no trem cavity on the back because this thing just sort of works on a rocker. It's almost Bigsby-esque in that regard, but it does a little bit of its magic underneath the surface of that plate there. Now, normally we would go back in time and unbox it, but I tried to do the Strogly thing when I strapped a GoPro to my forehead and I did the whole unboxing, and I thought I had the angle set, but when I looked at the footage, you couldn't see jack shit squat doodly. Mad respect to Strogly for his whole playground helmet cam thing. He's got that worked out. That's harder than it looks. So there ain't no unboxing, but I am going to put it on the floor, aka my workbench, and give it a going over, and then we're going to play this thing and see what we get. Now some of the things I always do when I get a new guitar is, take some measurements, see where you're starting. I tune it up to see how it feels overall. I don't fart with the intonation. I do check the intonation on the first 3 frets because I got to know about that nut. It's a little dry and the frets feel a little dry, so I got this Diodario polishing system. No, they're not a sponsor. I'm going to polish the frets too. So I'm going to take the strings off. I'm going to polish the frets. String height to me was a little high. 2.5 millimeters. That's a lot. That's what she said. And again, cheap guitars, they ship them with the action set pretty high. And why is that? Because that hides uneven frets and a lot of the other sins that you find on the cheapies. I took the strings off and already there's a problem. Oh, it's not a huge problem, but it's a problem. Shoddy work. There's some glue on this neck. I took a picture, around the first fret. It is just so visible. Come on, guys. Sweetwater, you missed this? 55-point inspection, you didn't see it. Busted. Okay. But honestly, this isn't Sweetwater's problem. This is Squier. Come on, there's a big glob of glue. So what I'm going to do, I was going to polish these frets anyway. I think before I do that, I'm going to use this polishing system. See if I can get a little of that off. Now this isn't a how-to for any of this stuff, any of the setup stuff, so I don't have a really tight shot. I apologize. Get these on the wood is I'm gonna take this very first one and see if I can get any of that glue. It's starting to come up, you bastards. It's like, yeah, all right, Squier, let me finish up your factory work for you right here in my house. Come on, guys, get your shit together. I shouldn't have to be dealing with this crap. This is a brand new guitar. What if a kid got this? What if a brand new kid got this and he never played guitar? He or she, they, them. That's racist! And then this glue was on it. And then their hopes were dashed and they never played guitar and they ended up turning tricks for crack money.
It's Brittany,
so there's the after. Bip. We're gonna give the D string, which is 28 on this bad boy, we're gonna give it just a little kiss because it was just a little off. Very lightly take it across and see, and you can tell if you're pulling a little dust. It don't take long, people, unless you know what you're doing. So what you just saw there, those aren't things that you or anyone else should have to do when they buy a guitar, really in any price range. There shouldn't be a big old freaking glob of glue on the neck, and certainly the fret or the nut could be cut better. What you're talking about when you're saving money with these things, it's not just the difference in labor, what they pay them per hour over in the sweatshops. That's not just where the savings are. It's also less labor. They put less time, less hours in it. I'm gonna throw a little lemon oil on here. Like a lot of inexpensive guitars, these frets are not polished at all. They're very scratchy and dry, and it just gave the overall play, that first feel playing it. It just felt crunchy. But I'm gonna give this bad boy a polish, each one. I'm not gonna make you watch this whole thing, Jesus. I'm not trogly, I'm not trying to show you how to polish your frets. You just don't wanna put too much pressure when you're doing, you know, just lightly across. Try to have even strokes, nice and even. You can hear it squeaking when you're doing it right. That's what she said. Old Trogley loves. I love it. That's what she said. If they had just done this in the factory, an extra 5 minutes, you know, they make 50 cents an hour. So you do the math. Can we spend like 4.3 cents extra to have some Asian kid do this for me instead of me? Jesus, man. What's this world coming to? America. We're almost there, biatches. And now that I've done that, what I'm gonna do is just give it a light kind of dig. See what's left. So now I think we're in much better shape. It's not nearly as dry, this fingerboard. Frets are polished, nut is hopefully rectified, but we will see. But I want to get this bridge height right. It is way too damn high. I want to get it down to 2 millimeters because it's sitting at about 2.5 millimeters. Tune it up, we will see where we're at. Oh, who doesn't love a clean D first thing in the morning? Got it plugged into the Blues Junior because you got to. On the old bridge pickup, no tricks yet. I've got the treble pulled way back on this thing because it bites anyway, but this thing in combination is very, very, very ice picky. So I try to tame it a little bit for you all. Hope you appreciate it. So let's go to the neck pickup and sort of do the same thing, and you'll understand why maybe they didn't dig it, especially in the 50s, 60s for jazz. See, now I like that sound. To me, that has just enough top end and just enough girth. I'll just give you the quick difference between the neck pickup and then this whole jazz circuit that you switch in. Now again, this neck pickup, it sounds nice. Sounds jazzy to me. Let's just hear the difference with treble all the way up right here. This is treble and this is volume, and we're on the rhythm circuit, the jazz circuit. See, even with the jazz circuit disengaged, just the normal state of this neck pickup for a neck pickup, there's a lot of high-end information there, a lot of top end. We throw that switch in. Now I like the sound of that neck pickup just because it cuts. You can tell it's a neck, but it just sort of... So the old bridge pickup, you want to hear the bridge pickup? All right, that tuning just took a major shit on me, and I wasn't really pushing and pulling it that much. Not sold on these tuners yet. But yeah, this bridge pickup, it's plinky. Let's just call it plinky. I do have to say that the tall, these sort of vintage-y skinny frets are a little bit like say maybe tall vintage. They suit this guitar really, really well. A little bit of choking out. Up. Where did it go? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Come on! That ain't good. Just as soon as I brag on the frets, I find me a problem spot. One thing I haven't done with this, I really haven't checked like the levelness of the frets. The relief was okay. Back to this bridge pickup. Let's go middle. Oh, that middle position. I love it on single coils, and do I love it on these big old soap bar pickups? We'll find out. You suck. But yeah, it just has all that. Gonna try and ignore the plinky frets that I uncovered in the last segment. Oh, it's so hard to do that though. It's in my head now. Tone knob on a Jazzmaster is your friend. As you can hear, if you want to take some of the dial, some of the ice pickiness out. So you kind of get a feel for what the tone control does there with the bridge. Let's see if these other high notes fret out. To be fair, how many times am I going to be bending up really, really high on this? Probably not, but it needs to work. Should I decide to do that, it should be there for me. It'll kind of push. Oh, that's ice picky. It is holding tune better, I'll give it that. Have I showed you this wang a ding a ding a ding a lang? I guess I haven't. It does seem to hold tune with this though, so I will give it that. Jazzmasters, this thing has a really, really weird feel. I don't really know how to describe it to any other tremolo. It doesn't feel like a Bigsby, doesn't feel like a Strat, certainly doesn't feel like a Floyd. It feels like the Jazzmaster tremolo. And another thing with the tremolo, the reason I chose this angled cable, because if you got one sticking straight out, it wants to slap and it wants to sit right there and you might want to tuck it out of the way. So that's the thing. We're plugged into the Boss Katana now just to give you some crunch and high gain. Crunch, spoiler alert, it'll go. High gain, you're gonna have to wait and find out. Our old friend treble, we're on the bridge pickup, and oh my Lord, can you feel the slice? So you got the top of your head left. Is that enough high-end information for you? You can kind of see why these were popular with the surf crowd. Use that tone control. Got the tone on about 4 just to sort of tame the crazy slicer dicer. But yeah, it'll take the top of your head right out. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, I'm probably gonna have a talk with my Sweetwater rep. Let's try the middle. Neck. So you can hear the neck pickup even when it's a crunchy tone. Lots and lots top end. How about that rhythm? Let's hear it. Little troggly jam. Did you hear enough there? Do you want me to do this just for shits and giggles? That is just so severe. Let's get into some high gain. No. Now that's starting getting a little woolly sound. That's starting getting into Jazzmaster territory. Oh, that sounds as weak as my 4 a.m. urine stream.
This is your mom.
Jesus Lord. This ain't the chugging stick. Don't get this if you're looking to chug. It's chug free. It's chugless. Just say no. Just say no, no. That is awful. I'll play some choked out notes. Believe believe it or not, that's a metal tone. That is a very in-your-face gut punch normally, but oh, anemic. I want to do a quick recap before we get into what did we learn today, because there's some things. Let's talk about Sweetwater for a minute. Let's talk about that 55-point inspection. Dude, how'd you not see that? Whoever signed that card, how'd you not see that? Plus, it was photographed. But guys, and it's Squier's mistake. It's not yours, except that you all say you got this 55-point inspection and then you let that go through to one of your very best customers. Problem number 2, 55-point inspection. There's some shit up here. There's some plinky dead frets. I don't know if they're uneven or not. And again, you remember I did set the action a little bit lower than it came, but it's still very high. It shouldn't be plinking like that. Then there's the smaller matter, but still significant about the bridge saddles that don't match, the 2 that are discolored. I don't really mind that. That sort of gives it a little bit of character to me. I'm not so worried about that. And I'm really not so worried about that little glue piece. I was able to fix that. I can still see it. It ain't no big whoop. But regardless of the Sweetwater 55-point inspection, let's talk about Fender Squier. This is a $600 guitar now, folks. This isn't a Glary. This is a Squier. Glue on the fingerboard, it happens. It happens all the time. You just clean it up before it goes out. That's all I'm saying. But all of a sudden, when you're asking people to pony up $600 for a Squier, that's a lot of money for a Squier. That's an enormous amount of money, even today. Again, it's $150 above the Classic Vibe, which is an expensive Squier. You've got to get that stuff right, Fender. You've got to get that stuff right. Now me, I'm gonna fix it, I'm gonna work with it, I'm gonna deal with it because I want this guitar and I'm gonna make it work. So I will do a follow-up. I'm gonna need Trogley and Phil McKnight to somehow have a baby and send that baby here to work on this guitar for me on the GearGasms workbench. What did we learn today? We learned that, okay, maybe the Sweetwater 55-point inspection doesn't pick up every single thing. Maybe we have the wrong idea about what that actually is, or maybe the people at Sweetwater are just human, just like all the rest of us, and one slip through. We also learned that Jazzmaster pickups, or at least the set that's in here, oh my goodness gracious, there's ample treble. And finally, we learned that although this guitar is capable of producing a wide range of very glorious and gorgeous tones, as long as there's an adequately talented player playing it, I don't care what you plug it into metal-wise, it ain't gonna happen for you. It ain't gonna chug, it ain't gonna oof, it's gonna embarrass you is what it's gonna do. Loser. As always, I thank you for the time that you spend with the channel. Please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. Tell some of your embarrassing, smelly, Walmart shopping, unctuous Section 8 ghetto friends about GearGasms. You know they're gonna fit right in here perfectly. I'll mention merch, because I'm supposed to. Merch. Whatever you do in the next 7 days, don't tell Billy Idol about it. He's just going to show up and continue trying to defend obviously racist songs like Rebel Yell and White Wedding.
Nice.
But play more guitar. Watch less of this. Keep coming back here week after week for more GearGasms.